December, come and gone. 2024, come and gone. All things December, and there's a lot. I made a lot of purchases this month. No decks, lots of crystals. So there's that. December is always busy. It's like October, so there's a lot to get through. I've pre-filmed a lot of these videos so that I wouldn't forget everything I bought especially, but there's also some memories spliced in there. We've got some book. I have a white erase board of notes. We've got books and we've got purchases, and then we have tarot. Not a whole lot in the tarot department. A lot of it is purchases, so prepare yourselves. I'll put everything in the chapters for those who are only interested in certain things, but we'll start with experiences. So December, obviously being a Christmas month for me and my family, we did Christmas things. So one of the first experiences I had was a crystal mixer at Equilibrio Gems, which is my crystal dealer that I go to in Ontario. This is her second year having it. I was not able to attend last year, so I was really excited about attending this year. And it was just, I don't think I took any videos that day, but she had food, she had drinks, she had wine, she had a door crusher, like the first 50 customers got a thingy. You'll see it in the purchases. And it was just really nice. It was really nice to go and see all the people, meet all the people that you're on these Instagram live sales with. Kind of funny, kind of a weird world we live in, but having to introduce yourself to someone as your Instagram handle. Oh, are you so and so? And it's like Crystal Lover XOXO. Like it's fun. So I did that, and I was really happy to do that. I did make some purchases, and I picked up an open box that I had there as well. So those will be in purchases. And then I did a shopping night with some girlfriends in a couple towns over from where I live. And this was really cute. I didn't buy anything. I kind of had the eyes peeled for Christmas gifts for people, but I wasn't really going to buy anything. I was going for the vibe, for the Christmas experience, the Christmas atmosphere they had going on. And it was freezing this particular night. Oh my gosh. So cold. I underdressed. I had no hat. I had no mittens. So it was, I couldn't believe how cold it was. And this was early December. So very cold, but cool to see all of the cute Christmas things. I didn't go to any parades this year. I don't typically, so it was really pretty and just kind of something to get you in the spirit of things. The other thing I did to get into the spirit of things was go to a place called Santa's Cottage. And it's basically just like this little hobby farm, I guess. It's probably a real farm, but smaller. And they just set up all these displays that light up at night. We went during the day. It was kind of starting to get dusky when we left, but they had some really fun, really cool displays. And I did this with my mom, so her and I kind of went. It was slightly underwhelming, but also like pretty cool. You could see the effort they put into painting some of these displays, and it was fun. Again, just something to get you in the mood for Christmas time. My family, unfortunately, has had some bad experiences in the month of December in the past, so those things kind of stick. We lost some family members, so they stick, and it's sometimes a little difficult to get into the spirit of things. My dad had passed away on December 15th, and 2024 was the 9-year anniversary, so it's a little tough this time of year. So we try and do things to take your mind off that and remember what this time of year is all about, and try and bring yourself back to those happier December times. So I do try and do things in the month of December, especially with my mom, where you kind of forget about things for a little bit. So those were the experiences. And then of course we had Christmas and New Year's. Christmas, I go up north to my grandma, which is my dad's mother. So we go up there with her, and it's just the three of us, myself, my mom, and my grandma, and it's pretty quiet. There's no cell phone service. There's no internet. She doesn't have any of those things. So actually there was a cell phone tower that was put up somewhere in the area. So this was the first year that we mostly had, well, internet was okay. I tried talking to my sister on the phone and it cut out a few times, but so it was a bit of a different experience this year because we got to check our emails and stuff. So that was a bit different, but you're so used to not doing it when you're there that I found I still wasn't doing it too often. But we woke up Christmas morning and it was there was already snow up there, but there must have been this light dusting that happened overnight, and it just made everything sparkle. It was so stunning. So before I went downstairs in the morning, I took a quick little video just to kind of remember what I woke up to. And then it got dirtier and melted a little bit as the day went on. So I'm really glad I did that first thing in the morning. New Year's, I did nothing. New Year's, I stayed home, and I kind of had a plan for myself to read my book. There was 2 books that I was wanting to finish before 2024 ended. One was my book club book, which we'll get into in a second, and the other was the Iron Flame, so the second Fourth Wing book. I only finished the book club book before midnight. Iron Flame I ended up finishing on January 1st. So segue into book club. I finished, this is not a book club book. This was one that I was reading on my own. It was How My Neighbor Stole Christmas. I talked about it in November's video. It got better at the end. I know I kind of slightly trash talked it in November's video. It did get better towards the end. So that was, again, something I've never read Christmas books. I haven't actually really been reading too much over the last decade or so. So this was the first time I've read Christmas themed books. And again, it was just something to get myself into the mood for the season. So it was cute. It was longer than it needed to be, but it was cute. It definitely picked up near the end. Then, as I said, I finished Iron Flame. That is something I'm reading on my own, not outside book club. So we'll talk about it because January 1st, I mean, I almost made it. Not prepared. I had some theories. I knew it was going to be a doozy of an ending on that book. I had been warned by many people. I had theories and none of them were right. So that little bit of a dagger to the heart on that one. If you know, you know. Good news, we only have to wait till January 21st for Onyx Storm to come out, so I'll be reading that. And then I think she's taking a writing break. The author is taking a writing break, so we're all screwed after that. Book club. Here's what happened. So if you recall from November was my first official month being in the book club, and the book that I put in the hat was selected, which was Verity. There it is. I had to go to the notes. And that was the one that won. Some information kind of came out in the last month where other ladies in the book club are really kind of into fae, spice, romance genre. Verity is, it's romance. It has a little baby spice, but it's not fae. So I got a little nervous about what book I was going to select for the month of December, what book I was going to put in the hat. And don't ask me how, but I knew my book was getting selected. I knew it. So I was like, I have to pick a book that is fae spice. So I went in blind to this book. I didn't have the information I probably should have had, but I like going in blind. And I had seen it all over TikTok. So I was going to put in The Midnight Library, which has been on my list for a very long time, but that's not fae or spice. So I put in Anathema by Carrie Lake, I believe. Again, knowing it was going to be selected. So I wanted to please one half of the book club, also knowing that the other half of the book club isn't necessarily super into fae and spice. So I was damned if I did and damned if I didn't. So sure enough, Anathema won. It's a longer book, so people groaned about that. And one of the girls immediately pulled up the reviews because she hadn't heard of it before. Some people had it on their TBRs, so that was good. I think 2 people had it on their TBRs. But the one girl pulled up reviews, and the first review was like, this is the best book I've ever read in my life. And then the very next review she read was, this is the worst book I've ever read in my life. So it's dark. It is, for me, as someone who's never read a dark novel of any kind before, it's dark. There's some trigger warning content in there for sure. And for that reason, some of the girls bowed out. They DNF'd it, which I felt it's a little embarrassing isn't the right word, but I just felt bad. I was like, oh no, this is not good. I did finish it. It was the one that I finished on New Year's Eve to go along with my New Year's Eve plans, which I don't think I finished. I was just going to read my book and do my full skincare routine. That's New Year's, which is what I did. So, did I like Anathema? I don't know. I mean, would I recommend it? No, I don't think so. No. Am I dying to read the next one? Also, no. Will I read it? Probably, because I kind of do want to know, like, it ended on quite the cliffhanger as well, so I kind of do want to know what's up with that. but it's dark. It's dark. So that's what happened in book club. I did set a reading goal for myself for 2025, which is 25 books. I started with 24 because I wanted to do 2 books per month. And then I upped it to 25 because I was like, well, 25 books for 2025 makes sense. But I also knew I was going to be finishing Iron Flame on January 1st. And I knew that that would count as a finished book, which I didn't want it to. So I put it to 25. So technically it is 24, 2 for each month. What am I reading right now? 2 books. None of which are for book club because our meeting isn't until January 13th. So I started 2 books on January 2nd. One is on the Kindle, which I have decked out. I fell for the TikTok fad of decking out your Kindle, and most of them are Iron Flame stickers. Also, love monsters, not men. It's my new mantra. 2025's mantra. So I'm reading Metal Slinger. This one took me about 7 chapters to get into, and now I'm into it. I'm only 19% in, but after the 7th chapter, it picks up a little bit. The book I am listening to on audio because I like to listen while I work, and you can't read while you're working. So I typically have 1 audio and 1 hard book going at a time. The audio one I'm listening to is Butcher and Blackbird. So good. I'm halfway done, and I just started a couple days ago. So it's about 2 serial killers. The good kind, if you know, if that's a thing. So really enjoy those books. Metal Slinger, again, takes a little bit to get into, but now I'm into it. And Butcher and Blackbird had me hooked from the first couple paragraphs. So if you're interested. Purchases. Here's where we get into the doozies, and I apologize. I'm going to be vulnerable here. I need to rein it in. I need to cool it. I don't know, I went months and months and months without purchasing any crystals, like probably almost a year, if not more than that. I just wasn't feeling interested. It wasn't like I told myself I didn't want to anymore or that I shouldn't anymore. I just didn't buy any. And this one store and their sales, they had 60% off, they had 70% off, they had 50% off, and you just don't see crystals at those prices anymore. You used to back in the day, I've been buying crystals since my early 20s, and they used to be cheaper. Well, inflation, of course, but now it's just, if you want a sphere, good luck. If anything bigger than this, good luck to you. With these sale prices, I went ham, and starting January, I'm no more. So if the sale prices aren't happening anymore, they were mostly for the month of December, so thank God, but no more. So I've contacted the one company and I've said, okay, ship my open box to me, even though it hasn't been the full 6 weeks. So I'll be getting the remainder of my purchases in January. And here's what I got in December from the Equilibrio gems from the mixer, and then this new company that I found. Okay, welcome to round 1 of December's crystal purchases. Now keep in mind, some of these were purchased in November. Yes. But because we do like an open box type thing, they sit for 6 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, depending on where we go. And then also my favorite crystal dealer had a mixer this month that I just got back from. So I did make some purchases at the mixer, and some of these were pre-ordered. So let's start. Headaches. It's going to go on my nightstand. We're going to try it on the nightstand. So that raw golden healer. We have this 1,000 layer quartz. So it's actually, do I have a flashlight? I do not. But if you flash a flashlight through it, you can see through, and this is just clear quartz, but it's layers and layers of sediment that takes forever to form. Just so beautiful and so interesting. I do not have any 1,000 layer. I think in the crystal drip bags that she supplies, I think there's some 1,000 layer chips, but this is my only 1,000 layer, and this is my only, I think it's called a flame. I can't remember what this formation, like how they've polished it and carved it, what it's called. But yeah, so now I have one of those. I got a piece of pyrite, because I don't have a piece of pyrite like this. I actually only just have one little like tumble of pyrite. So I thought it was time to get myself a piece of sparkly raw pyrite. We got this. This is, oh, we're not focusing. It's not sunny today, so it's quite cloudy out that window there that you can see. So the color isn't as vibrant as it would be in the sun. This is, oh my gosh, I can't remember what it's called. I want to say it's a velvet obsidian, but it's just so cool looking. The way the light catches and reflects that bluey, greeny pattern. So cool. Woo, bump that. So there's that guy. I don't even like, I'm just looking at all my things. Okay. Got a little carving. I got a little howlite yogi goddess. So she sits like this. And I liked the howlite. There was many different options to choose from as far as material that they were made out of, but I liked the howlite because it was very easy to see what it is, whereas some of the other ones like the amethyst, it was like a little dark. It was kind of hard to tell what it is, but the howlite just looks like a little granite carving. I got this piece of black kyanite. So I have blue kyanite, I have like a pinky purple kyanite, but I don't have black, and this was really interesting. So we have that. Look at all that little sparkly pieces coming off things. Then I wanted a nice larger tower, so I got this purple moss agate. It was the price point that I was willing to spend. I think it was like $30, 20 something maybe. And I love purple moss agate. Love it. So, and it's a decent size. I don't have too many big towers. I'm not like a tower person. I like crystals that can be practical. And for me, towers are just display only. Same with spheres, but I like spheres better for some reason. Don't ask me why. So we got that lovely piece of purple moss agate, and then this cluster. Now again, the light is not doing it justice. It's kind of blowing it out a little bit, the white pieces. There's some red in here. Moss agate just, it's one of those ones that I could look at forever and get lost in all the little veins and the depth in here. And then it's got the stunning sparkly clear quartz on the top. And then you get a crystal stand when you order a sphere, so I got that. Moss agate, more moss agate. I got this mountain out of moss agate. So I'll be able to say this now. I ordered 4 of these. The price point was perfect. They stand up. I'm gonna put this in my windowsill, I think, but I got one for me and one for the 3 girls, 1, 2, 3, that I went to Alberta with in September. So I just thought that was a really good Christmas gift idea. The price point was perfect. They were like $10 to $12. Love it. So this one was mine. This is the one that I kept for myself just because it's one of the smaller ones, and it's got some, like, it's got this little chunker missing out of it at the bottom, and we got a little cave over here with a little tiny tumble stuck in it. So I was like, yeah, I'll keep this one. I'll keep that one for myself. Where are we gonna put you where you can be seen? Where are we going next? Let's do this one. So this was a gift bag. It was a sale. It was 3 pieces of black amethyst for $20, I think. So initially I thought about getting these as a Christmas gift for people, but then I found the mountains. So I was going to give each of them a piece of this, but now we have the mountains. So now, I mean, I can still give these as gifts for other things, other moments, other whatevers. I'll probably keep that one and give the other two away for something. So we have those. We are running out of space. Okay, then we'll do this guy here. This is a pink amethyst slab. I just thought it was so pretty. It's so sparkly. Looks a little like meat. I will say, I will concede it looks like meat, but there is something very beautiful about it at the same time. It didn't come with a stand, so I'll probably just keep it flat. Not really sure how I'm going to display that, especially because on the edge here it's all caves and oh my god, forgot the word, druzy. There we go, druzy. It's really pretty in there. So I'm not sure how I'm going to display this. We'll think about that. And then, so the first 50 people at the mixer got a little gift pack. So that is a Money Magic tea light. It's one of her best-selling candles. Looks like a rutilated quartz heart in here. We got a piece of Palo Santo and we have some chocolate. So this was the first 50 people grab bag. We got a free sticker. So Grounded Goddess with some agate slices or geodes in the back. So that's cool. There's one more thing here, but that's going to take some time. So if I almost just let it roll off the table. I got another crystal drip baggie. So I have so many of these now. No clue what I'm going to do with all those. And then this was an $18 mystery purchase at the Crystal Mixer. So I thought we would open it together. I have not opened it yet. I have no idea what's in here, but said it was a $25 value for 18. So let's view this together. Oh my gosh. This is Ocean Jasper, and it's purple and green and beautiful. Love it. Lovely piece of Ocean Jasper. The lighting is making this a little confusing, but I believe it's rose quartz. Do we have something white we can compare it to? See how it's, yeah, it's a little on the pink side, so we got a rose quartz. Cool. Oh, we got a little piece of raw rose quartz as well. Like that little guy. A little cave in there. Just saw it out of the corner of my eye. Oop. We have, the lighting is making it really difficult to tell what color things are. Kind of looks pinky purple. It looks purple when I look at it with my eyes, but it looks pink on camera. I'm going to say it's a rose quartz, but it is possible it's something else. I'll have to get that in the sunlight. And we have another Ocean Jasper moon. That's pretty cool. And last one is a moss agate tumble. So these are really good for putting in your plants. Every plant in my house has a little piece of moss agate in the flower pot just sitting there to help them grow and help them thrive. So there we go. That's all my crystal babies. You can't see them all. They're not all on camera. But that's all my crystal babies from this particular order. There's more to come. You'll see in a minute once I get that order in. That kind of struggled a little bit due to Canada Post. I'm saying this now and I don't even have it, and I'm filming this just when I got back from the Crystal Mixer, actually. So I might not even get that order that I'm talking about. So I'll keep you updated on that, but it's quite possible that I'm sitting here talking about an order I cannot receive. Anyway, that's what we got going on so far. Round 2 of crystal purchases. So I did get my second order. Today is the 21st of December, so I'm trying to get these chunks filmed before I actually film December's wrap up where I talk about December, because I don't want to forget what I bought and I don't want to have to do it all at once. We're back to baby nails also. So happy solstice, even though this won't be played until after the 21st, but here we are. So my order did come in from my other store that I found, and this place only does online orders, unlike Equilibrio Gems that does have like a warehouse you can schedule an appointment to go shopping at. This place only does online. But they also do those live sales. And for the month of December, oh my gosh, they had the craziest sales I have ever seen when it comes to crystals. So all spheres were 60% off for the whole month of December. It's still happening. I can't make eye contact with their Instagram page or I'm in trouble. And then they had a mishmash of other sales. So today, everything I'm going to show you was on sale except for one thing. And I wrote down the sale prices. I should have written down like the difference, but I wrote down the prices so that I would have them to tell you because they are insane. So the shop, I wish they would have given me a business card or something, but they gave me a kitty cat sticker and this. So it is the Gem Boutique, the gem.boutique on Instagram. My hands, I was just cleaning. Are they going to do it? Creepy. The Gem Boutique, and they are in Ontario as well. So actually Kitty's gonna hang out because she's cute, and their quality is great, very on par to Equilibrio Gems. They get different things in, like they enjoy a lot of carvings. They are carving people, so they have a lot of carvings. If that's your thing, definitely check them out. And they did use Canada Post, and as some of you might know, we were on a Canada Post strike from like the first week of November, no, maybe second week of November to about a couple days ago. So because they stopped using Canada Post, their shipping policy has changed, which is unfortunate because their shipping was so cheap before. Now, not so much. It's like $15 Canadian shipping, so rough. Anyway, let's get into what I bought from them. So it's all been placed. I gotta pull it out. Okay, this was the very first thing I ever bought from this company. This is a purple mica tower. Oh my gosh. It's like a abalone shell. So this is all layers. Like I feel like if I was to try and crack this in half, it would crack, and you can hear it. It doesn't have like a normal sound, but it's really pretty. And my understanding, you can see there's a piece kind of lifting there. That happened when I took the price tag off. Not happy. But my understanding is that this is very, very similar to lepidolite. That took way too long. Lepidolite or lepidolite, depending on how you want to pronounce it. So this is lepidolite in like mica form, which is why it's called purple mica. But this is what lepidolite looks like when it's mixed with quartz. So this is how we typically see it. This I did not buy. I've had this for a long time, so this is not new, but I just wanted to show you like the difference of what they look like. So they're the same thing, but different. And I'd never seen this before. So this was on sale. This was $24 on for $16. Really, really interesting. And it's just so beautiful. It's the way it's reflecting the light. Oh, that's stunning. The sticker was over here. It's kind of left a bit of a sticky residue, but oh well. So, purple mica tower, just a little guy, on sale. So I'll show you, that was the first order. I bought two things, that thing and the next thing, which I'm obsessed with. And I'd never heard of this before. This is a yellow fluorite and moss agate sphere. This looks like a planet to me. And I just can't get over it. I cannot get over it. It's so stunning. Very cool. This fluoresces. Now, because I have the window open and because it's sunny, and because I have to knock my tripod to reach my flashlight, I don't know if this will show. Let's... But fluorite fluoresces under UV light. So all that yellow is turning like a cool, I mean, it looks creamy, but it's greenish. There's some purple in there. This is really cool. Like when the lights are out, I'll see if I can insert a little video when the lights are out. So this guy was the only thing I paid regular price for. And where I'm storing this, or where I'm displaying this, oh no, can I get this out? In my Instagram reel, I posted about some antique store finds, and this was one of them. Will it fit on the whole screen? Oh, look at that, just barely. This was the most expensive thing I bought that day. It was like 22 Canadian bucks, and it's brass. I asked the guy why it was so expensive because I bought a bunch of other brass things, and he said, and they were not even remotely close to this price. This was astronomical for what it is. He said it's because this is from the 1800s. It's really, really old. So, like, it looks perfect on there. And with this, I didn't want to put a bigger crystal on it because it would make it too top heavy. So this one is on here, and I think it was made for it. Like, it's so cool looking. So that's the purple fluorite and moss agate sphere. Let's get it back. How do I want to display it? That's the one thing with spheres. I never know like what the best angle is. I just want to switch it up constantly. Let's go for that one. So that was the only thing I paid regular price for. And then that was the first order. So this place has an open box for 6 weeks. So those two things were bought in the first week of November. Technically, they were purchased in the first week of November. Next, then we get into, I didn't buy anything until December, which was their 60% off all spheres. So we have this Kiwi Jasper sphere. And I've never really been a fan of Kiwi Jasper, but I do think it's very calming to look at. And that's the properties of Kiwi Jasper. It is very nurturing, very calming. It helps with anxiety. I will say Kiwi Jasper is technically a granite. It is not like a crystal mineral. Technically a granite, but it sells better if you call it Jasper. So, full disclosure, it's a granite. And it's called Kiwi Jasper because it's from New Zealand. That's the only reason why it's called Kiwi. So, that's cool. This is on my nightstand. And I'm using this vase to keep it there. So it fits perfectly. It looks really good with that vase. I love it. That was 36 Canadian dollars, and I paid $14.40. So that was a huge deal. Okay, next one. The next sphere. This was probably the thing I was looking forward to the most. This is a purple green fluorite sphere. It was $69. It was 60% off. So that made it $27.60. So this will fluoresce as well. Fluoresces the purple, that bright purple color. Don't need to turn the lights off for that one. The banding. The banding is so good. If we can look at it properly. Isn't that stunning? It's so pretty. So pretty. I thought it was bigger. I'm not gonna lie. When you go to these Instagram live sales, when people are holding things, they're not holding them technically this close to the camera. Well, they kind of do bring them up a little bit, I guess, but everything looks bigger on camera. I have really learned that. So I did think it was probably about this big. I thought it was technically that big, but fluorite is very expensive. So I should have known. There was no way it would be that big for that price. We're going to set this one here because we're going to talk about it in a second. So that was that one. And then, ooh, the next one. I was so excited for this one. So excited because they told me what it was. The one thing about the Gem Boutique lives is that they talk about the crystals, and I learned so much listening to them. So does Equilibrio Gems, but this one is more, I want to call them more logical stats, like not necessarily metaphysical property stats, which they also do, but they also like talking about the Kiwi jasper sphere being a granite, you know, that kind of stuff. This is Kambaba jasper. I've seen Kambaba jasper before. It's never really called to me until the Gem Boutique was talking about this crystal, and they said this is fossilized algae that is like 3 billion years old or something like that. I researched it because I'm not the kind of person that can just take everything that people say, learn that the hard way. And it does say in one of my crystal books by Judy Hall that that's what this is. But there are some articles online that do question that. They have analyzed it. There's some place in Germany that analyzes crystals, minerals. They analyzed it and they said that it is volcanic, which would mean it's not from the water, which is where algae is. But then there's another article that says that that German place analyzed the wrong mineral. So believe what you will. I will choose to believe in this case that it is algae because it kind of looks like it. Kind of looks a little like algae. So Kambaba jasper, really cool. How much was this one? It was $46. I paid $18.40. A decent size. Is it bigger? Yeah, I think it's a little bigger. Slightly bigger than the fluorite. So I'm going to show you what I did with these. We need an anchor for Kambaba. Again, in my Instagram reels, I haven't cleaned it, so don't mind that. This candle holder. Just a brass candle holder. I almost didn't pick this one up, but I knew I had, it's got little beats on it. I knew I had some spheres on the way, and I was looking for a creative way to store them, or to display them, I should say. Perfect. This is so freaking perfect. Then I have this amethyst sphere. I kind of would like them to be more varying in size, like these two. I feel like it would be cooler if this were huge. But I only have a couple really big spheres. There's a crystal or clear quartz and a yellow one. And I kind of like the colors of this display. I kind of like how the colors work. Let's look at the yellow one. The clear one is not here, it's downstairs, but this is honey calcite. Oh, there we go. Yeah, like I like the different sizes. Oh, I really like that. Guys, I don't know what to do because I really like the colors of these together. But I love the look of the 3 different sizes. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. So right now, that's what's on it. And it does drive me nuts that these two are the same size. I am the kind of person that likes things to be different. Like I can't have even numbers. I like odd numbers. I like obviously different sizes. So anyway, that's the setup right now. So we'll put all these back. So when you buy spheres from places, a lot of places will give you sphere stands. The Gem Boutique gives you these 3D printed ones. Okay, not the greatest. Equilibrio Gems gives you these guys. So just so you know. Next on our list. So I got some baby spheres. And on my invoice, it didn't really specify what they were. So here they are. $8 sphere bundle. So I got a few of them. I'm pretty sure this was a $12 sphere, maybe? Am I missing one? No. Anyway, these are the spheres I got. They were also 60% off. So this is blue tiger's eye. Unfortunately, I can't remember what some of these are. So this is blue tiger's eye. Very pretty. This is Dragon's Blood. Not a lot of red in it, unfortunately. It was just kind of like they were just in like a bowl and they just picked whatever ones they wanted for you. So not a lot of red. This is a Botswana agate, and it is so tiny and so adorable. And then this one I can't remember. I think it's also Dragon's Blood, to be honest, because I feel like I bought 2 Dragon's Blood. I don't know, but it's cool. This is like a really pretty blue and red in there. That's a really pretty red. Not 100% sure what that is, and that sucks. It's never happened. So I'm stuck. There we go. I feel like I am missing a sphere. Oh, I am. This is also Dragon's Blood. So no, that's not Dragon's Blood because the chip stuck to it where the sticker was. Yeah, so we're back to square one on what that one is. So these are the 2 Dragon Blood spheres. So this was $12. I paid $4.80 for it. Also really cool looking, like just there's some depth in there. Looks like some quartz that gives it the depth. The red is really pretty. That pretty green banding. So 2 Dragon's Blood, mystery. I wanted to say this was Ocean Jasper, but it doesn't feel like Ocean Jasper, so I don't know. It kind of looks like it could be. Don't know. No clue. No memory. So that is not great. Sometimes they come back to me though. Sometimes it comes back to me. And the last thing I got. This is really cool. I really like this. This zodiac sign selenite plate. This was $28. I paid $8.40. Very pretty. Now selenite does dent pretty easy, so I'm going to be really careful about putting stuff on top of it, but it's just so cool looking. Don't see it, see it. Don't see it, see it. I'm trying to get it at an angle where you can constantly see it, but it's constantly shifting. So yeah, that is really cool, and that's something that you can charge your crystals on. Or you can just have it sit there. You can put it on a stand and have it sit upright. So I would like to use it to charge my crystals on it. But like I said, I don't want to dent it. Like you can see, it's been hit right there. Something has hit it. Selenite is very soft. Very, very, very soft. So just got to be really careful. And this one, I don't want to wreck it because it has that beautiful carving in it. Or etching, I guess, is more accurate. So I don't know. It's quite thick. It's thicker than my other one. And then, so with spheres, if you don't like the sphere stands and you didn't get any glass ones, I just bought these like gemstone rings. So you can buy these at crystal shops a lot of time. That's a hematite one. This is probably onyx if I had to guess. Not 100% sure. And don't know what this one is. But yeah, you can set your spheres on these. They're just rings. And they work. Or you can do what I do and use a vase. I have another crystal vase over there, which is glass. It's glass, it's not crystal, that I'm using. I won't show you though because it's dusty. So that is round 2 of the crystals that I bought. Now I have more that I purchased in the last few days. These ones I had shipped to me because we're going away for the Christmas holidays, and I didn't want my package to be delivered and left on my porch while we were gone. So I was like, just ship off what you have. And then I did continue to buy some stuff. So in January, there will be more crystals. That was like Chandler. There will be more crystals. But right now that's what I have. And I'm going to try and cool it on the crystal purchases because whoa. Just going to quickly chat about some of my vintage finds. because I'm obsessed. I am having a brass moment. If you couldn't tell, oh, my hand is not big enough. If you couldn't tell from my Instagram reel, I've got a lot of brass things from antique shops. This brass cup, I have not cleaned it. It's one of them. Just kind of gave it a quick once over, and it's perfect for all these chips that I got from Equilibrio Gems. So we have this cauldron, this copper cauldron. Looks like this. It did have handles on it at one point, but they're gone. It has 2 bags of those crystals in it, and this one has 3, I think. So it's just something to do with those chips, because I was really struggling with what I was going to do with them. And then this, ooh, this is a dragon's blood. We talked about it. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so brass and copper. I got those. Do I have space for them? No, I do not. Another thing I got that's going to make an appearance later because I'm obsessed with it. I went to my friend's house for Christmas, and she's the one who got me on this. I've loved brass for several months now. I've been obsessed with it, but I haven't really gone looking for anything specific. And I went to her house for Christmas, and she has a collection of brass door knockers that are phenomenal. They're stunning. So I found this guy. We have Charles I, and I love him. So he would work like that. Do I have space for him? Do I have a wall for him? No, I don't. My only space in my house is my 10 by 10 bedroom that I'm allowed to stay in. So he's just going to hang out on my dresser. Is he creepy? No. He's okay to be on the dresser. He's not creepy. He looks like someone I know, which I didn't realize till after. But so he's here. And I love him. I'm just looking around to see if there's anything else that is in my reach that I can show you. I will splice in some photos. This is something I've loved for a long time. I've been seeing it on Pinterest. I've been seeing it on Instagram. And I went looking online, and they were astronomically priced. So I did not purchase them. But I happened to come across one when I went on one of these antique trips. I found one, and it was $19, so I bought it. I snatched it right up. It is a brass curio cabinet, and I'm going to use these for my crystals. These are going to be for more of like, not necessarily the tumbles that I use throughout the days, months, weeks, whatever. Tumbles you toss in your bra, you can put them in your purse, you can put them in your pocket, you can do all kinds of things. So I switch out my tumbles depending on my mood or depending on where I'm going or what I feel like I'm going to need in that moment. These curio cabinets are going to hold the things that you wouldn't necessarily put in your pocket, things that are a little spiky, the more raw crystals, maybe bigger things, more rare things, things that I treasure a little more, things that I'm not necessarily going to be handling. So we have the one curio cabinet. That was the first one that I got. I'll put in a photo here. This one has things like the white aragonite. It has the pink faden in it, and it has this is an older crystal I purchased. It is a pink Himalayan crystal, so that's on the bottom. On the middle, we have an apophyllite, we have my amethyst stalactite, and a howlite sphere that I use. I use museum putty on all of these to help them stick so they don't slide in case I bump the cabinet or anything. And then on the top shelf, I just have a man-made dyed chrome quartz, the green one. So those are all things. I mean, the howlite sphere I might do something with. I can easily just grab that out, but I felt like that shelf just needed something a little different. But the rest of the stuff that's in there is not stuff I'm going to be throwing in my pocket, and it's more expensive things and more pretty things that I want displayed. So that's in that cabinet. And then the other curio cabinet, I'm kind of just playing around with it. The whole bottom layer is all pink amethyst. And the middle layer I've decided to make, I'm trying to picture it. I can't remember. I did one that's amethyst and one that's rose quartz. And then the top shelf is going to be stuff that I have coming in the month of January. But I was just playing. I don't know if I'm going to keep it this way. This curio cabinet was a lot more money than the first one. These people clearly knew that these are something that people are looking for, and she even said it to me when I brought it up to the cash. She was like, these are getting really difficult to find. It was $45. That's Canadian, so less for Americans, but I was willing to pay it because I wanted it. So, and it was my Christmas gift to me, as is everything I bought this month. So those are my brass curio cabinets that I'm obsessed with. I think I'm going to keep it to the 2 because I feel like if you have too many of them, it just gets to be too much. Maybe I'll get one more. Maybe for the bathroom. We'll see. You can find these. If you go to antique shops, they might not have them that day, but keep going, keep checking, keep making the rounds at antique shops, and I promise you can find them. You just have to be at the right place at the right time. They're there. Don't buy them online because they're like hundreds of dollars online. I don't know what people are thinking posting them for that much money or paying that much money, because you can find them. So that's that. Those are my brass things that I have within arm's reach to show you. So this year for my Christmas tree, I wanted to keep it very, very simple and just have it look like a snowy, icy, outdoor Christmas tree. But Equilibrio Gems had these agate slices. I think they were meant to be Christmas tree ornaments, and I want to try and incorporate them into the rest of the year. Not sure where I'm going to put them or what I'm going to do with them, but I just couldn't help myself. They made the tree look so beautiful, and it kind of stuck with how I wanted the Christmas tree to look, like natural, and agate slices are natural. So we stuck with keeping it natural with a little bit of bougie natural in there. So these agate slices, I think, were just so stunning, and they sold out. She had them multiple times on multiple live sales, and they were gone. I can't believe I got as many as I did because people were buying them up like crazy. They were very popular. So I'm trying to figure out how I can I'm looking around my space to try and figure out where I can put them because I don't want to put them away. I love them so much. They're so stunning. They're so beautiful. You can of course put one like in your car, but I can't put 6 of them in my car. So I'll try and figure out what I can do with those and where I can put them for the rest of the year, but they're going on the tree again next year and forever after that. So that was one of the purchases that I got from Equilibrio Gems that I don't show myself unboxing. The rest are all unboxing with a side of some vintage store finds as well. So we're officially in Crystal Jail. We're officially in rehab for shopping, and I'm doing really good. I mean, we're only a few days into January, but I don't really have a desire to buy any crystals. Like I'm not watching any of their lives. I'm not looking at any of their Instagrams, and it's just, I'm kind of like, I'm over it. I've made a lot of purchases, so I'm like, what else do I need, really? If something comes up that I see that I like, that I'm willing to spend money on, sure, but it'll probably be like birthday money or that kind of money. If I get, there's some money coming from the government. We all have a few checks coming from the government, so maybe I'll use that money to buy something. But I don't plan on like, oh, today I'm going to just watch their Instagram live and buy more crystals. So we're in rehab. I'll let you know how my 30-day trip goes in January's video. And on to the sliver of a tarot portion we have. So I did the Seeds of 2024 challenge by Lionheart. I talk about it in the video, and tarot journals, I guess, is the last portion. So with the Lionheart's tarot challenge, I used a mishmash of decks, as I may have already stated, and really what I wanted to do was use decks that I loved throughout the year, as well as decks that maybe didn't get as much love as I would have liked throughout the year. The only deck I'm really going to show is the one that I hadn't used at all up until December, and that's kind of by design because it's a very December deck for me, and that is the John Bauer Tarot. So this deck screams Yule to me. I mean, it can absolutely be used at other times of the year. But first of all, our backs are red and green. Now, that's more of a weird sage green. I personally would have preferred a different type of green. These are probably my least favorite backs ever. And I know some people love these backs, but not me. So this is the deck that all year I never really touched because I knew it would be my Christmas time, winter solstice time, Yule time deck. So this one I feel like it doesn't match the rest of the deck. But yeah, so this is the one I worked with the most for that Lionheart's Seeds of 2024 Tarot Challenge, which I really found that, that was it wasn't one that you could quickly just punch out a reading. It really required a lot of thought, a lot of reflection. So it took me a long time. Every night when well, it wasn't every night. There were definitely some days that I skipped, and boy, do those days creep up on you. But it took a lot of time for me to sit down and do those readings. And most days were 2 cards a day. So I would ask a question and then it would elaborate on it. And I just found it took so long. I was almost exhausted by the end of it, in a good way, in a very good way, in a very, I have reflected way. But this deck is definitely, it was good. It was kind of one that I bought on a whim, I think last year, maybe the year before, can't quite remember. Did I need it? No. Is it on any of my top 10 lists? No. If the house were to be on fire, would I grab this deck? No. Would I be sad that I didn't grab this deck? Also no. But I do enjoy using it this time of year. I feel like it goes really well aesthetically, and just, I don't know, like the whole story time, especially with the young girl, it does feel Christmassy to me. Yule. It feels Yule. Not necessarily Christmassy, but definitely December solstice. So this was the one that I used nearing the end of that challenge. And the other one I used for the last, I think, 3 days or 4 days perhaps, was the unofficial Shitty Tarot, because in my decks I didn't use in 2024 video, I was going through it and it just brought me so much joy going through those images. So I was like, I need to use this deck. So I switched this one out for the unofficial Shitty Tarot for the last few days of December. So this was the only one that I really wanted to highlight in the video. Oh, perfect. Let's end there. It's the only one that I really wanted to highlight in the video because I've talked about most of the other decks throughout the year, and it would be a little repetitive. But am I going to keep this deck? Oof. It was a thought I had while I was using it during the tarot challenge, if it was something that could go in purgatory, especially if I was feeling like I had too many. I think I'm going to keep it for now. If I get to that point where I'm like, this is too much, you have too much, you need to purge some things, and not just tarot things, you need to purge things in general, this might go. It might. Don't know. We'll see. Time will tell. But this was the deck that I mostly finished off 2024 with a side of unofficial Shitty Tarot, which I was really glad I did. Really glad I got to work with that one. So, as we all know, this is what I used for 2024. Loved it. It had a combination of astrological events with tarot spreads for some of those astrological events, tarot spreads for any kind of moon event, tarot spreads for solstices. Lots of tarot spreads, okay? Loved it. Unfortunately, they're not making it for 2025. So what I went back to, sadly, for 2025 is the Moonology diary / agenda. This is the one I started off using, and I loved it. I used it for about 3 years, and then I switched to the St. Soleil Celestial one. So this one, I don't love that it doesn't stay open, but so it does give you the moon associations, and it does give you spreads for moons. Let's see if I can find one. I have had too much coffee and we are shaky. Nope, not spreads, just working with it. I lied. So I definitely miss the spreads, and that's what I was looking for in a planner for this year, was something with astrological information with also kind of corresponding tarot spreads, which is exactly what the St. Soleil Celestial Journal provided, and well, we know how that ended. So I decided to go back to the Moonology diary for 2025. Looking at it now, I am kind of regretting this purchase. I mean, it's not going to give me any kind of spreads. None whatsoever. Just working with full and new moons. But it's a lot of information about those moons, so whatever. The other thing I got is the page a day calendar for Moonology. It's not in here because I'm using it, but this was on sale. It's the only reason I bought it. every day it gives you kind of like a little message about where the moon is and little planetary bits of information as well. So I like the planetary information. Like today Pluto's clashing with something today. I can't remember. Off to a great start. So I did also get this. Now, here's my tarot journal. This is kind of current up to December 31st anyway. So this is blank. This is my tarot journal. Super pretty. She shimmers. It's a mermaid. We like it. But it just got to a point where it was boring. Like, it's just writing. There's no washi tapes, there's no stickers, there's no fun. I can't use a fountain pen on this paper because it bleeds. So I wanted to switch it up. It just kind of sucks because, as you can see, that's where I'm at. And I still have this much of this planner left that I won't be using. And maybe I'll go back to this at some point. Maybe the end of this will turn into something else. Maybe I'll put some spreads in there that I like. I don't know. I do kind of feel bad about not using it, but I really wanted to switch things up for 2025 where I can use my washi tapes. I can use my stickers. I can make it more fun. And I'll show you an example. I bought the Midori A5. Midori paper A5, Midori notebook with this plastic cover, which I love. I'm obviously going to do some decorating. I thought about maybe slipping tarot or oracle cards in here, although I wouldn't want them to bend. I don't know. So this is, what did I get dot grid or square grid? I got the square grid paper. You can use fountain pens on this paper, which is excellent. So this is going to be my 2025 and until it's full tarot journal. And I'm really excited to use it. I'm going to decorate stickers. I have so many stickers and so much washi tape. So I really want to utilize them because they just sit there right now. I do use them occasionally, not as much as I want to. That's why we're switching. So for example, this is my yearly spread, whatever cards I pulled for each month of the year. So we used the Thoth deck, which I used in 2024, which I really liked. I used Ethony's Modern Goddess Oracle deck to pull a goddess or archetype, because there's like 16 archetypes in that deck. So pull a goddess or an archetype to kind of work with or pay attention for or learn a lesson from, whatever the case may be. I'll have to evaluate it when I get there. And then the other deck I used was the Feel Your Chakras Oracle by Andy. And I just kind of went through and pulled a chakra card for each month. And again, I'm not really certain how that's going to affect my month or how I'm going to work with it. I'm excited to go through these months and see, was the sacral chakra, sacral, orange is sacral. Was the sacral chakra overactive in March? Did I feel addictive behaviors creeping in? So I think that'll be really cool to reflect on that, or at the beginning of the month, kind of watch out for that. Okay, got to pay attention to those addictive behaviors creeping in throughout the month of March. So because I had limited space, I just used a color dot to indicate which chakra card I pulled. We have a lot of sacral chakras business happening. And then the the crown chakra is a light purple. I only had one color purple, so I just did a empty circle because I picture the crown chakra as like a shimmering white, iridescent kind of white. So that's all I could do for white. So we got washi tapes, we got stickers, we've got handwritten stuff. You're the snake. I put a snake in there. So this is the vibe I want to work with for 2025. Use up these washi tapes, use up these stickers, and kind of put some craftiness into my tarot journaling. Really excited for that. This is kind of what I've been looking forward to, kind of what I've been missing from my tarot journaling. So, and I'm excited to start decorating this. I'm also terrified because I'm the kind of person that I own a lot of stickers and I'm terrified to actually place them, because what happens when I'm done with this? It just goes on a shelf and I never get to look at those stickers again. But I get to enjoy them the whole time I'm using this book. So it's an issue. I recognize that. So I purchased this for tarot journaling for 2025 until she's done. And that's 2024 gone. So 2025, I do not make New Year's resolutions. I'm not one of those people that's just setting myself up for failure. But of course, I am not going to be spending as much money, and that's in general. That's not just when it comes to crystals. You know, I really have to, the tarot cards in all of the 2025 readings I did, even the 2024 reflections, they're all telling me to get my shit together as far as finances go. So I'm going to listen. They told me that last year too. Sorry guys. So that's the plan for 2025. And I do have a couple Kickstarters coming in February from tarot witchy stuff, but other than that, I'm kind of also planning to not buy as many tarot decks. I really wanted the Odyssean tarot. That was one that's been on and off the wish list for a long time, but I think I've decided size-wise, I wouldn't use it as much as I would like, just because of how big it is. So for that reason, I'm out. And I can happily say that, and I'm proud of myself for being able to say that and being able to recognize that. So I'm hoping that more revelations like that happen for me in 2025. And I think that's it. I think that's it for me for December. So thanks for watching. I'm working on the Tarot Wrapped for 2024. It's all good to go. I'm just changing things up a little bit from last year, and I'm trying to decide how I want to change things up or what else I want to add or remove, etc. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you when I see you.